So, and next comes your terrain. So let me quickly brief and terrain, and then we'll start how to, we'll see one or two options how to import our terrain model using our CSV file and from CAD drawings. So within the terrain, the most important and the relevant sections are like this is create. Within terrain, we have a create as well as the option to edit our models. And if you need to label our terrain contours or spots, there is option for labeling our terrain contours and spots, and which are represented as a drawing element, and then later on can be removed. And rest of the tabs have certain relevant sections which we'll be covering up in the upcoming Learn series days. So let me quickly start along with the terrain model itself. So within the terrain, if you can see, we have certain how many methods we can directly import from file, and I would like to focus what are the file formats which we can directly import using our terrain file. So if you can see, this is a slide in which you can see your digital terrain model can be made directly by importing such file formats, which is XYZ, LAF, BTM, TIN, DAT, LAN XML, model.py file of MX, and TIFF. So these are the approx 12 to 14 file formats which you can directly use and create your terrain by simply importing them. So next is from elements. Suppose we are having a CAD drawing, 3D polylines in which we have XYZ information of all the elements, and we need to create or create our terrain using triangulation over that CAD file. So for that we need to use from elements. And within the additional method, we have a few other methods like create terrain model from ASCII file, which is the most general and commonly used, those who are having their survey data in the form of from the total station survey in the form of XYZ northern listing elevation. It's a very simple it's a very simple tool, and very simple to create your terrain right from here. And if we are having like lidar data or drone survey data, then for that we have the option for, so we do have an option for create from point cloud. So these two options again can be used within the additional methods for our creation of terrain. So let me quickly show you how to create a terrain model from a sample ASCII file. So I have clicked on create terrain from ASCII file, and it is asking me to locate my file. So this is just an example CSV file which contains comma separated values, and these values are basically nothing, and these are just my northing easting elevation, and these values can be anything. It's just a sample. So you just need to focus on the workflow, and which options we are going to select first and later on. So this is the create terrain model from ASCII file window. So just focus on the left hand side, right side will come later on. So there is the file which you have loaded, if you can see the check mark over it. And before moving ahead, we need to create a setting file. Basically, what is your setting file? Setting file is basically your ready-made setting file for your survey data to analyze and to map it. So basically, we in the setting file, we remove header. Suppose we are having like text headers which in our CSV file, like in the first row contains thing listing and elevation, so we need to remove that, and then we need to map those columns. We need to tell the software itself like which column is what. So this is called a column mapping, which is done by creating your setting file. So I'll be quickly showing you how to create your setting file as well. So this is a window for creating setting file, and first line to import, if you can see, it's one, but since this is a data preview window, in preview window you can see my first line is my header row, which has which does not contain any my spot elevation data. So I need to change the first line of to import from 1 to 2. For those other surveys, even write like project name, everything. So whatever the number of rows you want to skip, you can write directly from first line to import from here. Then and never worry about the number of data is present, because this is just a preview window. Your data may be like, suppose it's showing 101, so data may extend. So this is just a preview window to get an idea, and simply click next. and here you will find to this is the column mapping window which you get. So you need to remember, you need to define a supports spot elevation. You need to define the feature type as change from break line to spot. Okay, and if you can see in this preview window as well, there is a one column with comma separated values which you have loaded. So CSV itself means a comma separated values. You need to check on the comma column delimiter. So as soon as I click my comma delimiter, you can see there are three columns instead of one columns. Now there are three columns. Okay, so I would request Mr. Rakesh to mute his mic. So there are three columns, and I need to map it from top. So if I click, I have certain options, like I can assign it to be northing, easting, or elevation. So let me assign like easting, then northing, then elevation. So right here in this CSV file, I had only three values, but there may be possibility like you have first column for serial number, then you have station names, then you have, so multiple possibilities can be there. So instead of taking them all, you have the option to skip those columns. So to skip any column, simply click over the assign the column mapping as skip. Okay, so I have assigned easting, northing, and elevation. Now it's in the software language, like a software ORD can create my terrain using this setting which I have recently created. So I will simply click over the next, and I'm good to go again. It's all good. Easting, northing, elevation, and this comes the important part of geographic geo-coordinate system. So many of you might be familiar what is the importance and relevance of this geo-coordinate system. So you need to ask your surveyor which geo-coordinate system he has referred. So um, by default in OpenRoads we use EPSG 3404. So I have a slide for that also. So if you can see, it's project EPSG 3404. If you are specific, or if you are doing any relevant project according to any specific geocoordinate system, you need to set it right here, because it is the only governing to get your model correct and align or coincide your terrain file along with your alignment. So in the top view, some may get correct in the top view, but when you will look in the 3D view, so there may be elevation difference between your terrain as well as alignment. Suppose your surveyor have no knowledge, or he hasn't set in his machine any coordinate system, so it can be taken as a local coordinate system, and you can simply skip that or give it as none, and finally click finish. But it has importance, you need to select it, this geo coordinate system. So when I click on finish, it is asking me to save this XML file. But basically, just remember, XML file are nothing but a kind of setting file which you need to refer for another task or for repeated tasks. So I will save this XML file, so that in future when similar kind of survey is provided me in the same kind of CSV file, instead of doing a column mapping again, I can directly use this XML file and quickly proceed with my terrain creation. So I will locate it on a desktop, road coordinate, XML save. Okay, now comes the right hand side role part. If you can see the setting file which I have made, it has already loaded it here. If I need to load, if I need to load another setting file, I can quickly browse it from here and then select that. So feature definition is the most important part. So feature definition tells you what it is, and many MX users might be attending this. So like in MX we have string commands or string terminologies, like for center line we define MC01, CC00. So instead of string, it's completely parametric. As it is completely parametric modeling, it's based on completely parametric modeling, so we can define the feature definition. There are some by default feature definition names available. So since yeah, please, Roshan.
Yeah, basically feature definition is equivalent to your style set feature files that you used to have in MX, your PSS and FNS file. FNS file. Main importance of those PSS style set file and FNS files are that if you want to create your chainage tools or your CAD information, CAD standards, like what will be the color of the line or what will be the line width and line text, all those things are now defined by feature definitions. So it is equivalent to your style set and feature set files, PSS and FNS files, feature definitions. Mhm.
Okay, thank you. So in feature definitions, if you can see, it has relevant feature definitions in within present in the terrain folder and then existing. So it's better to keep an existing boundary because we need to first have a glimpse of the terrain boundary which we are going to create and which our CSV file using our CSV file. So we'll simply select the existing boundaries, and this text import wizard has been already been loaded. And okay, so we are good to go. Later on, these settings can be changed using selecting the properties. So simply click on the import. So a progress bar will run, and in the left hand side, you can see within this brackets import complete. So I need to simply close this window and come back to my design. Since this is nothing visible, so one common mistake many of you might get, like why it's not visible. So since I haven't selected the fit view, I haven't taken the fit view. Once I take the fit view, you can see this green dashed line, which is reflecting my terrain boundary basically. So it's not the kind of empty terrain. It has, yes, it does had it does contains spot elevations, it does contain my major contours, minor contours, as well as other parameters we can see from the properties we need to select. So this element selection, this bold cursor you are seeing, it's a best practice to select this and select any element and then see. So you can see a quick context menu. So context menu is basically a quick menu which is reflected on each and every component which you are component of design which you are going to do. Suppose I have taken the terrain boundary and hovering my mouse over the uh, terrain boundary itself. So there is a context menu, and how to make it appear, always remember, take element selection and then just hover your mouse a little bit, select this element and just hover your mouse a little bit to and fro. So a context menu relevant with relevant tools available, which OpenNode Designer uh, has been made keeping in mind that you might need to instantly select this option only. So if you can see, first is properties, then is set as active terrain, and this is most important while we are going to see our vertical profiles. So we need to set first active terrain model so that we can see our ground profile in different viewport. Then we do have an option to delete as well. Suppose we want to load another file and do not want our terrain, so we can delete from this red cross.